In this video, I just want to share with you some short reads. So if you're looking for some things to improve yourself, to get better, to stay motivated, to stay encouraged, to increase your confidence, to stay positive, and you just want something short and quick and easy, these are some books that may help you in your daily, in your daily mindset work, in your daily work as a professional. So this first book is A Year of Positive Thinking. A year of positive thinking. And so the most that you would have for a daily entry, and there's one for the whole year, 365 days, the most you'd have for an entry is like a paragraph. Some are like one sentence or two sentences, something to really get you to thinking about it. So this is a year of positive thinking, daily inspiration, wisdom, and courage. And so this is by Cindy Spiegel. And so, for example, an entry says, this is January 30th, be done each day. Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities, no doubt, crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. This is Ralph Waldo Emerson. So just one little paragraph, but it's a year of positive thinking. I think we all can have something that we can get from this, one little paragraph, one little two sentences to keep us thinking positive, to keep us kind of going back to something positive. So I really like this book. It's really affordable. It says transform your life, 365 days of positive thinking. And so this is Cindy Spiegel. And then this one is A Year of Self-Esteem. A Year of Self-Esteem. This is daily reflections and practices for embracing your worth. This is Judith Belmont. So if I just open up a page, it's February 29th. It says important questions. Consider the following questions at the end of every day to help you stay true to yourself. Did I make the day count? Did I stand up for what I believe in, even if I felt alone? Did I show and express love? Did I hold true to my values? Reflect on these questions as a daily practice and write about them in your journal. This will help you review your growth and progress. So it says, learn to love yourself one day at a time. So this is a great read. This is something that you can read quick and easy every single day. So these two books probably, a minute or two. This one is A Year of Self-Care. A Year of Self-Care, same thing. Dr. Zoe Shaw, daily practices and inspiration for caring for yourself. If I just open it up to March 28th, it says, acknowledge the power of the role that you play in your own life. There will forever be happening that you can't control. There will forever be happenings that you can't control, but you always have choices that determine how you experience life. You ultimately choose your life, not by the external circumstances, by determining your resources. When something bad happens, you can choose to find the good in it. A mental act called reframing. Today work on reframing negative circumstances into positive ones. Tell yourself, I am in control of my life. I choose the lens through which I experience the world. I can always change a lens that isn't working for me. So this is A Year of Self-Care. So invest in self-care with A Year of Motivating Wisdom. So bite-sized inspiration. So that's the third one. The next one, this is a brand new book I've been listening to in an Audible. I just got my copy today. This is HBR Daily Leader, Everyday Wisdom for Exceptional Leadership. So if I just open it up to day 32, and it's the same thing. It's 365 days. So a page for every single day. A simple way to introduce yourself. As a leader, you meet a lot of people. Introducing yourself quickly and effectively without rambling on and on is a challenge. An ideal introduction should be just a few sentences. Try the present, past, future framework to create yours. Start with the present tense statement of your name and relevant details, such as your title or project you're leading. Then use the past tense to establish your credibility. You could mention previous accomplishments or jobs, for example. Finally, show enthusiasm for what's in the future. You might say you're excited to partner with your audience to share your big goals for next quarter. Present, past, future. It's that simple. And this is adapted from A Simple Way to Introduce Yourself by Andrea Wojcicki. So that's HBR Daily Leader. So I really like that. Just something real quick. So far I've went through 4 books and that was 5 minutes. So just let you know how quick you can just find an easy, quick read. So this next one is the John C. Maxwell, the Maxwell Daily Reader. John C. Maxwell, the Maxwell Daily Reader, 365 Days of Insight to develop the leader within you and influence those around you. So this is by far one of my favorite. It says pay now or pay later. There are 2 paths that people can take. They can either play now and pay later or pay now and play later. Regardless of the choice, one thing is certain: life will demand a payment. My father taught me this important discipline. Each week, he would lay out the chores for the next 7 days. Many of them could be done anytime during the week. Our goal was to complete them by Saturday at noon. If completed, we could do something fun with the family. If not completed, fun was forfeited, and that individual stayed home to complete the chore. I needed to miss my deadline only a couple of times to realize I needed to pay up front and finish my work on time. This lesson has been valuable to me, and I taught it to my children, Elizabeth and Joel Porter. This is John Maxwell talking. And when they were growing up, I wanted them to realize that there is no such thing as free lunch, that life is not a gift, it is an investment. The sooner they could take control of their desires and submit them to life's demands, the more successful they would become. John Foster said, "A man without a decision of character can never be said to belong to himself. He belongs to whatever can make captive of him." My friend Bill Classens reminded me that when we pay later, the price is greater. I've never known a man worth his salt who, in the long run, deep down in his heart, didn't appreciate the grind, the discipline, said Vince Lombardi. I firmly believe that any man's finest hour, this greatest fulfillment to all he holds dear, is that moment when he has worked his heart out in a good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle, victorious. And this is an excerpt from Developing the Leader Within You. Are you investing in your life by paying the price needed to succeed? So John C. Maxwell, the Maxwell Daily Reader. The next one is the Daily Drucker. This is Peter F. Drucker. This is 366 Days of Insight and Motivation for Getting the Right Things Done. So I'm going to read March 28th. It says, information for strategy. The only profit center of a business is a customer whose check hasn't bounced. Strategy has to be based on information about markets, customers, and non-customers, about technology in one's own industry and others, about worldwide finance, and about the changing world economy. For that is where the results are. Inside an organization there are only cost centers. Major changes always start outside an organization. A retailer may know a great deal about the people who shop at his stores, but no matter how successful, no retailer ever has more than a small fraction of the market as its customers. The great majority are non-customers. It is always with non-customers that basic changes begin and become significant. At least half of the important new technologies that have transformed an industry in the past 50 years came from outside the industry itself. Action point: set up a system for your organization to collect and organize relevant information on the environment, including information about markets, customers, non-customers, and technology in and outside of your industry. And this came from Management Challenges for the 21st Century. So that's Peter F. Drucker. This next one is Think and Grow Rich. And while it's not divided into 365 days of content, you can just make up your mind to, and this is Napoleon Hill for those who don't know. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. And this is, like I said, it's not divided into daily readings, 365 daily readings or insights, but you could just take one page and read it every single day. And so this is, it's 292 pages. So you just take one page and read it. And I think it'll be worth your while. And maybe if you read 2 pages, you can read the book entirely in in a year. You can read it twice in a year. But there's so much, in this book that I think is valuable to everybody. So one of the things that kind of stands out that I have marked is know what it is that you want. So a lot of people can't get what they want because they don't know what they want. They're not clear on what they want. They're not specific about what they want. So know what you want. So that's Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. So something you can read. You can just read 1 page a day or 2 pages a day, and certainly it'll be beneficial. This next one is one of my favorite as well. It's The Daily Dad. And even though my mom, it still applies to me. This is Ryan Holiday, 366 Meditations on Parenting, Love, and Raising Great Kids. So this is a great read. Every time I read something in here, it may be just one little paragraph, it's been very, very helpful. So this is the entry for March 12th. It says, they must come first. Queen Elizabeth II had just returned from a 6-month trip abroad. Her kids had been aboard the Royal Yacht for eagerly awaiting her return. Did she have presents? Would she tell them wonderful stories? Would she smother them with kisses? As she stepped aboard, Prince Charles, the future king, ran to her. Almost a stickler for protocol, however, the queen politely greeted a group of dignitaries first. No, not you, dear, she chided him, finishing her business before embracing her family. Even some 65 years after the fact, even if you have an important job, even if you're an avid rule follower, even if you don't like Charles, it still breaks your heart, especially when you know that you knew better, having moved her weekly meeting with the Prime Minister to be there for her babies at dinner time. But now, after that much time apart, those were her first words to her 6-year-old son. What had changed? Couldn't she see the awful symbolism? Literally putting work before family. After having already put them on pause for 6 months, your kids must come first. Not just in the very first months or years, but always. You must say to them, yes, you dear, and never, ever the opposite. So he always drops good nuggets, always gives you kind of proper perspective, puts you back in, where you're thinking about your family, your kids versus work. Like a lot of us, we can just kind of get caught up in work. The next one is The Daily Laws. Robert Greene, The Daily Laws, 366 Meditations on Power, Seduction, Mastery, Strategy, and Human Nature. And this is based on all of Robert Greene's books. And I like this because it gives me like bite-sized insights instead of, the longer books that he had, I'm not able to read his other books. It's just kind of hard for me to get into and understand. But this is really helpful as far as just giving me bite-sized insights. So it's definitely worth reading. And particularly, it's all these books are dated. So you could just pick the day, whatever day of the week it is, or day of the year it is, and you could just read something. So I won't read anything out of here, but this is one of my favorite. This is definitely one of my favorite. So something that you can read every single day. And the last one is Simple Abundance. Simple Abundance. This is a day book of comfort and joy. A day book of comfort and joy. So you can just kind of see, this is Sarah Ban Breathnach. This is a day book of comfort and joy. Simple Abundance. And this is, you can kind of see my sticky notes. This one is daily, it's daily readings as well. It's dated. So you just pick the day of the year and then read it. It's typically like a page and a half, but there's some really great things in here. I think it's more for women. I think this is more for women, but it's super, super insightful, super helpful, things that you hadn't even thought about. There's some freedom to be had because there's just things that you don't even consider. There's all kinds of stuff in here. I like it. It's one of my favorites as well. So something to be reading. So you could probably do this in 20 minutes. So I went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books. 4, 7, 8, 9. So 10 books. So you can read these 10 books in probably 25 minutes. Get a lot of insight. You know, if you get one little thing, one little nugget, it'll be something that'll kind of help you as you kind of go along your day. But these are definitely short reads that you can read every single day, a minute, half a minute, some maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but it's definitely insightful. You got a little bit of something on everything. You got parenting, leadership, money, parenting. You got this one, leadership, positive thinking, self-esteem, self-care. So there's a little bit of pieces of, a few little things that will be helpful. So I hope that you'll consider taking up some of these little short reads and kind of incorporating them into your day. Like I said, you could probably read it in 25 minutes, maybe less, but it'll give you a little bit of something on each topic. And then you could just kind of, take one little thing and maybe journal about it, take one and apply. But just some great little short reads.